Hello guys, this is Rich TV and welcome back to my channel. But before I start the devotional guys, I would like to shout out the following person channel na punta rito at na-join sa devotional natin the other night. Shout out to God Bless to Jens TV, Michael Aborita, Saki Carion, Patnon Vlog, Isay Ratso, Marianne Mascardo Vlog, Samotsarin Vlog, Rigi BDR Vlog, It's Mami Rose, Heart Ponsalan, Star TV, Pamilya Lagan Channel, Elena Mendez, Mark Alfred Mina, Rizindon Garcia, Hannah Jane Carahasan, Teres Angel Benedicto, and Scarlett na Elga. Guys, isang maulan na araw because of the low pressure na nagiging na siguro, nagiging bagyo na, but that would not hinder our devotional. Still guys, let's proceed to our devotional. Let's open the Bible to Mark 6, chapter 6 verses 45 to 56. Still guys, I'm using the devotional study Bible because the word used is so simplified, maintindihan talaga natin. Okay, the word of the Lord in Mark 6, chapter 6, verses 45 to 46. This is about Jesus walks on the water. Immediately, Jesus made his disciple get into the boat and go on ahead of him to Bethsaida. While he dismissed the crowd after leaving them, he went up on a mountainside to pray. When evening came, the boat was in the middle of the lake, and he was alone on land. He saw the disciples straining at the oars because the wind was against them. About the fourth watch of the night, he went out to them, walking on the lake. He was about to pass by them, but when they saw him walking on the lake, they thought he was a ghost. They cried out because they all saw him and were terrified. Immediately he spoke to them and said, "Take courage, it is I. Don't be afraid." Then he climbed into the boat with them, and the wind died down. They were completely amazed, for they had not understood about the loaves. Their hearts were hardened. When they had crossed over, they landed at Gennesaret and anchored there. As soon as they got out of the boat, people recognized Jesus. They ran throughout that whole region and carried the sick on mats to where they heard he was. And wherever he went into villages, towns, or countryside, they placed the sick in the marketplaces. They begged him to let them touch even the edge of his cloak, and all who touched him were healed. Okay, guys, let's now pray. Yes, Father God, despite the miracles you have done, you walking the water, you feeding the 5,000 with the two uh, fish and five bread, you healed the sick person by touching your clothes and in any ways, oh God. But still, oh God, our heart is so hardened that we cannot make you the priority of our life. Instead, we do things to gain material things for ourselves. Lord, teach us to really trust in you, especially that you're going to reveal yourself in us always, oh God. Lord, give us the heart of understanding that our faith would really become great, Lord, that we may become small also. This is what Paul have said also, that his faith would become bigger and he himself will become smaller. Lord, lead us, guide us, manifest in us as we move on to the devotional. Open our mind, heart, body, soul, and spirit that we may understand what you're going to say to us this evening. Bless us all, O God, in Jesus' name we pray. Amen and amen. Okay, guys, the focus verse we have for this evening is found in Mark 6, verse 14. It says, "Immediately he spoke to them and said, 'Take courage, it is I. Don't be afraid.'" Guys, let's take it. Let's claim it. Okay, the title of the devotion for this evening, guys, is The Full Reveal. Moviegoers heard the beautiful voice of Emily Blunt as the starring role in the Mary Poppins Return. Amazingly, it was 4 years into their marriage before her husband discovered her vocal talent. In an interview, he revealed his surprise the first time he heard her sing, thinking, "When were you going to tell me this?" In relationship, we often learn new we often learn news, sometimes unexpected details and surprises. In Mark's Gospel, Christ's disciple initially started with an incomplete picture of Jesus and struggled to grasp all of who he is in an encounter on the Sea of Galilee. However, Jesus revealed more of himself this time, the extent of his power over the forces of nature. After feeding a crowd numbering more than 5,000 people, Jesus sent his disciples out on the Sea of Galilee, where they caught in fierce storm. Just before dawn, the disciples were terrified to see someone walking on the water. Christ's familiar voice word of comfort saying, "Take courage. It is I. Don't be afraid." Then he calmed the raging sea. Upon seeing such great power, the disciples were completely amazed, even as they struggled to fully comprehend this experience of Christ's power. As we experience Jesus and his power over the storms of our lives, we gain a more complete picture of who he is, and we're amazed. Amen and amen. Yes, guys, no, for me, uh, I have my trust, I have my faith about Jesus, I know Jesus. But sometimes nawawala talaga yung yung devotion ko sa kanya. But yet, despite of being so disobedient, despite of being so doubtful, but yet God still is showing miracles. Hindi lang natin na napapansin yung mga miracles sa ginagawa niya sa atin kasi ang gusto natin is yung malaki yung mga miracles, no? Waking up itself in the morning is already a miracle for us kasi nga ibang tao nga hindi na nga nagigising, di ba? That is already a miracle. That's why we really need to thank God for every time na magising tayo. Di ba? So, yung mga little details ng life na binibigay ni Lord sa atin, dapat pasalamatan natin siya, no? Kasi nga, God is revealing Himself towards us every day. I guess let's now proceed to the question. What does learning of Christ's power help develop a fuller picture of who He is? Guys, God is really good. God is the most powerful God. Kagabi lang, no? Grabe talaga yung ulan. Sabi ko, Lord, it is really a bagyo na kasi nga it started raining at 9 o'clock in the evening and until 4 o'clock in the madaling araw, it's still raining. Sabi ko, Lord, this is really bagyo. And then, I still have to travel somewhere. So, I'm struggling. I wasn't able to sleep well last night. But yet, God was able to calm, yung situation. Sabi ko, Lord, I still have to go somewhere. So, I pray for you really to, hindi naman masyado malakas na rain. Pero, yun, God answers my prayer. Because God controls everything, no? Okay, second question. What are the stories in the Bible reveals His power? Ang dami, no? Ang dami yung God's way of healing people, no? Yung hinipo niya lang na heal na yung He spit on the mud and then mix it with ano mix yung lawit tsaka yung mud na nilagay sa mata ng tao. Then that blind person was healed. The lady who was bleeding for 13 years na nagtas lang sa him, no? Ng clock niya. So yun, nagaling siya. Yes, there are many ways God can help us. Only that we need to be faithful sa Kanya. Guys, let's really need to make our faith grow sa Kanya. Hindi tayo pababayaan ni Lord, di ba? Gaya ng sinabi sa mga disciple, it is I. Don't be afraid. So, yun guys, let's commit and let's claim that verse also for ourselves. I guess let's now pray. Jesus, you amaze us with your power. Open our eyes and reveal to us more of who you are so that we might worship you. Amen and amen. Guys, if you're new to this channel, I would like to ask you to please hit like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell all so you'll be notified when it's already 8 o'clock. It's time for our devotional. Guys, I'm really inviting you to join the devotional to end our day with our devotional with God. So guys, God bless us all because I know God will surely bless us 10 times better. This is again YouTube TV. Kita-kita tayo muli tangan sa muli. Paalam!